Hi again, guys. So I'm here today just to give you a new update video. First of all, let me tell you that I didn't change anything on Patreon, but I'm now launching on my channel and on my podcast a new Patreon campaign because right now I'm recording this on Tuesday, April 28th, and I have 87 patrons. So with my new campaign I would like to reach 100 patrons, and that would probably bring me much closer to my goal of having regular contributions on Patreon of 800 euros per month, which again would be around $900. I think that's correct. So okay, so let's shoot for 100 patrons. Let's see if we can do it these next, I don't know, 2 weeks or something. 13 new patrons. I mean, it's a bit because I have 87 patrons now, but let's see if we can do it. So let's shoot for 100 patrons until mid-May or late May, let's say. So if by the beginning of June I already have the 100 patrons and I'm getting closer and closer to 800 euros per month via Patreon, that would be great. So, and just to let you know also that, just to re-emphasize one thing that I said last time. So at a certain point I said that next month I would be starting a new job, a day job, to sort of complement what I'm doing with my channel, right? Because I'm not earning enough from it yet. Let's see if that changes over the next month or something, but in the second or third week of May I will be starting a new job, and what I want to tell you I've already said so last time, but as I said, let me re-emphasize, is that I will probably have to reorganize my schedule quite a lot, because I will be working full-time on this new job. So I will certainly not be able to keep doing 4 or 5 interviews per week, as my patrons know, because I always inform them of all the interviews I'm doing on a weekly basis, and they also have access to my complete calendar for the next 2 months. So that's another way, that's another benefit of you becoming a patron of mine. Otherwise you can also support me via PayPal. And I'm going to start this new job, so I'm really not sure how it's going to work in terms of schedule. I will probably have to postpone lots of interviews that I've already scheduled. By the way, and as I've done back in February, I'm letting you know that in June I have Joe Henrik scheduled. So he has a new book coming out in September, a 700-page book on how we culturally evolved our weird psychology. I haven't read it yet, of course, but I'm certainly looking forward to it. And I have him scheduled for June, and that's another huge name. So if you guys need some sort of incentive to become patrons of mine or PayPal supporters, particularly patrons, because the patrons are the ones that get access to the exclusive content on Patreon, that's another reason to do it. So you can send me questions to post to Joe Henrik, and all the other guests, of course. So, and just to conclude what I was saying, at a certain point I will probably have to start releasing only 1 or 2 interviews per week. I mean, it's very uncertain at the moment, but let's see how it goes. At least for the month of May, you will still have 3 interviews per week released. So, okay, so that's kind of the update that I wanted to give you. So let's shoot again for 100 patrons, ideally until mid-May. If we can't do it until mid-May, then late May, but let's see how it goes. And I know that right now it's also complicated for many people out there due to the coronavirus crisis. Many people are losing their jobs, and it's hard to find a new one. I've also gone through that kind of experience, and I mean, let's see. But if you can, please support this project, the channel and the podcast. And if you do it through Patreon, as I said, you have access to all these benefits, to Patreon exclusive posts. You will know all of the people that I'm going to interview well beforehand. You can send me questions. If you pledge more than $10, you can also talk with me on a monthly basis. So I mean, you have all those benefits, so head there and you have all the details of the benefits for each level of support. And now let me just leave you with a huge thank you to my main patrons and supporters: KARIN, LIETZCKE and BLANCHETTE, LARSEN, GUERREIRO, Francis Ford, FREDRIK, SUNDE, Ricardo, VLADIMIRO, Craig, HEALY, Adam, KESSEL, OLAF, Alex, Jonathan, VISSER, David Diaz, ANJAN, KATTA, JAKOB, KLINKBY, Matthew, WHITINGBIRD, ARNAUD, WOLFF, Tim, HOLLOSY, Enrique Alenius, John Connors, Paulina Barron, Philip Force Connolly, Jerry Muller, Herbert GINTIS, RUTGER Vos, Bo WINEGARD, Rebecca Newberger Goldstein, Dan Demetri, Robert Windegar, Rui Inácio, Arthur Coe, Marco Neves, Max Bailby, Colin Holbrook, Susan Pinker, Thomas Trumbull, Bernardo Seixas, Pablo Santurbano, Simon Columbus, Jorge Espinha, Phil Kavanagh, Corey Clark, Mark Blythe, Roberto Inguanzo, Mikkel Stormir, Eric Neumann, Samuel Andreev, Tiago Nunes, Bernard Hugney, Alexander Dunbauer, Omari Hickson, Fergal Cusson, Evan Bodrenko, Hal Herzog, Nuno Machado, Don Ross, João Alves da Silva, Jonathan Librant, Oslam Bulut, Nathan Guyan, Stanton T, my producers, Izar Weber, Rosie, Jim Frank, Lucas Stafiniak, Ian Gilligan, Sergio Codriano, Luís Caetano, Matthew Lavender, Tom Van Egdam, Curtis Dixon, João Linhares, Benedict Muller, and Vega Gidi, and my executive producer, Michel Rugieski. Thank you for all.